Today we make all-American chili dogs. Let's get cooking. All right, before we get to today's recipe, I really wanted to go over for a moment and talk about why I chose this recipe and go over some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this chili sauce recipe. So I'm not a big hot dog fan, never have been. I always thought they were kind of bland. I'm more of a brats kind of a guy, but I mean, you add chili sauce to hot dogs, oh man, it's like adding that Christmas star to a Christmas tree. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So anyway, so for starters, we got our ground beef, and then we also have our onion, and then a couple jalapenos. That's gonna add some richness and spice to our, and a kick to our flavor. And also we have one of the star ingredients, beer. So for this recipe, you were supposed to use, like, it's recommended that you use a darker ale or a darker lager. So, but today I'm just using a Kolsch. This is a lager, in between a lager and an ale, which will work just fine. Any beer will work just fine, and you can experiment with different beers with different chili sauces. But you know what? When I see beer added to certain recipes, I'm a sucker for that. You know, it's like a bell, and I'm a fighter. So anyway, because I love beer cheese and I love flavor. I love flavorful dishes that add beer to it, because I just love the maltiness that it adds to enrich flavors in, you know, certain dishes. So anyway, I just had to try that one. So anyway, so normally where I get my recipes, you know, I get them on YouTube, and then also I look a lot on Reddit too, and then I also look on the Food Channel. The Food Channel actually used to have an app, but they don't have an app anymore, and that's where I've gotten quite a few of my recipes. You know, you actually have, you know, a lot of celebrity chefs, you know, that star on the Food Channel, so they know what they're doing and they know what they're talking about. But yeah, I'd say for a long time, you know, a lot of my recipes, you know, came from the Food Channel. Well, not all of them, but quite a few of them. A lot of the Food Channel had a very major influence, I should say, on my recipes. So anyway, all right, enough of that. Let's get started on the cooking. So I went ahead and added some oil to our pan, and we can use a little or a lot. And now we're gonna first start with the onions, and you wanna make sure your onions are finely diced, because, you know, chili sauce is like a meat paste, so you don't want your onions too thick. I mean, you can if you want to, but you know, it's just gonna be a little bit crunchy, and you know, it's gonna be a little bit overpowering. But so yeah, you wanna thin them, dice them as thin as you can get them, so it's important. There we go. And you just want to cook that for like a minute. You don't need to make them translucent or brown them or anything. You just need to cook them for about a minute so they just get soft. All right. All right, after about a minute of cooking, now we're going to add our jalapenos. All right, so now we're going to add in our ground beef. And I just forgot to mention too, if you don't want to use jalapenos, if that's too much spice for you, you can also use bell peppers. I've seen a lot of recipes use bell peppers too. So anyway, here we go. Now you're gonna open up 2 beers. One to drink, because that's the American way when you're making chili dogs, drink a beer. And you're gonna open a second one to actually pour into the mixture of your beef and onions and such. Now, 12 ounces is what you're supposed to use. That's the standard, I think, pint actually. Now, if you don't want to use this and you don't drink alcohol, you can also use beef broth. Beef broth is a great substitute in a lot of other recipes too. So anyway. So one of the things I wanted to point out for this recipe was that, so bacon is another key ingredient that makes chili sauce for chili dogs pop especially. But unfortunately this recipe did not call for bacon, so I'm gonna be a little innovative, a little creative. So I decided to take some bacon and wrap it on my chili dog, or my hot dogs. There we go, just like so. There we go, isn't that beautiful? All right, catch you in a few. And the taste test. That is so good. One thing I forgot to mention though, so one of the ingredients that you don't have to add, but I strongly recommend adding was apple cider vinegar, and that's one of the last things that you should add after you let your beef simmer and after you've added all the other ingredients. It definitely lightens up the flavor of the beef. I mean, the beef flavor is great, but yeah, it gives it that perfect light and balance between that beef flavor, so it's not so strong and harsh. But if you like that extra beef flavor, then that's fine too. But yeah, it will also add a little bit of tang to it. Definitely do not regret adding it myself. So anyway, all in that, and bacon and wrapped on that hot dog. Oh man, it's just phenomenal. 5 stars all day. What's up, guys? Today I'm rating Popeyes chicken. I'm gonna do their chicken bacon ranch sandwich. They also had a spicy one. Well, they always ask too if it's you want classic or spicy, but I always ask for spicy, guys. I like a little kick in my chicken. And you can't go wrong with a bacon, Swiss, and cheese and pickles on a chicken sandwich. So yeah, haven't had this in a while, so we'll see. Guess I was wrong. I thought maybe I said the last time when I was rating KFC that I thought Popeyes had a more spicier chicken. But no, they have a more sweeter tang to their chicken, and then complements that bread really, really well. I was a little let down, but maybe it was just the wrong place that I went to. But they don't have the Cajun black seasoning or whatever. Not Cajun black seasoning. They used to have a Cajun spice for a sauce. It was really, really dope. But anyway, yeah, I don't think they offer that anymore. So, I think that's a solid 6.7. A pretty good chicken sandwich. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and follow. Happy cooking, everyone.